Hello, Danielle Atcheson here for Wellness Wednesday. Hello. So, this week in Wellness Wednesday, I wanted to talk about the elephant in the room, which is COVID-19, aka the coronavirus. We're hearing a lot from the media about protecting ourselves in terms of hygiene, washing our hands, using hand sanitizer, even now distancing ourselves from those around us in crowds. But what I'm not hearing is what we can be doing for ourselves and to protect ourselves with our own immunity. So I felt this was the perfect time for me to pop on for Wellness Wednesday to talk about how you can protect yourself from the coronavirus and other viruses and other bacteria by improving your own immunity. So before I go for any further, hi, my name is Danielle Atcheson. I am a functional nutritionist, a lifestyle medicine specialist, and a board certified health and wellness coach. That said, I am not a medical doctor, so this video is information, and you should consult your medical professional before implementing anything that I recommend or suggest within this video. Okay. All that said, let's get into it. So, what I want to do today is give you tips on how you can be improving your own immunity. Now, you may or may not know this that the majority of your immune system and your immunity starts in your gut. So, 80% of your immunity starts in your gut. So, therefore, you want to have a healthy, happy gut. And so, how does one do that? Well, one, you do that by increasing the good bacteria, by so improving the microbiome that is in your gut. And you do that by through probiotics. You do that through fermented foods. So, like kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi are all excellent ways that you can be improving and increasing the microbiome and good bacteria in your gut. What you also want to do is you want to look at increasing your vitamin D. Now, vitamin D is the sunshine vitamin. It's actually a hormone. And so your body's able to synthesize that from the sun. And so getting outside is a great way to increase your vitamin D. However, most of us are not going to get enough right now because we are in the end of winter, beginning of spring, and the axis of the earth will not allow us to get the appropriate amount of sunshine. So most people are chronically deficient in vitamin D. So that is something that I would recommend looking into a supplementation of a D3, number three, vitamin D. And with that, it's always great to get one that is also vitamin A and vitamin K. So those three combined, D, A, and K, allow for proper absorption of the vitamin D in your body. So it's an ADK supplement. So the vitamin A is also excellent for improving your immunity and fighting off the bacteria and viruses and pathogens and such in your body. So looking again, that's vitamin D. Next, we want to be looking at vitamin C. We all know how great vitamin C is for fighting off colds and such. So you may or may not know this, that vitamin C, a minimum maintenance dosage is 2,000 milligrams a day, and usually twice a day, every 8 hours or so. And most people are not doing that anywhere near for maintenance. And so if you do feel something coming on, that is one I would look to increase your vitamin C. And a lot of that should also be through your food. So looking at food sources that are very high in vitamin C. So that would be like your citruses, spinach, etc. And a good multivitamin, especially one that includes zinc, will also be extremely helpful. And also to get outside. So going back to the vitamin D, you'll get some sunshine by getting out there, although not enough to still supplement. But getting outside, getting out into nature, getting your hands in the dirt, so gardening, really just getting your hands in there so that you can be picking up the good bacteria that is in our soil on the earth. And so that is definitely something to get outside, get moving, to get your blood pumping is also very important. So getting outside into nature is, threefold. You're going to get your vitamin D from the sunshine. You're going to get some good microbes from the ground, and as well as just getting your lymph and your blood and everything pumping so you can be moving the toxins and such through your body and etc. So what also you need to be doing is ensuring that you are eliminating properly. And so, number two, most of us are not eliminating properly. And so when you have a healthy, happy gut, you are eliminating 1 to 2 times every day, not every week, not every few days, but every day, 1 to 2 times. And it should look like Yes, I'm going there. Yes, it should look like a longer snake, so nice and smooth. So there shouldn't be any cracks. It should be nice and smooth. So sort of think of a snake or a sausage or an English cucumber. That's what it should look like. And so if you are eliminating less than 1 to 2 times a day, it means you need to definitely be adding in more water into your system as well as improving your gut health with the probiotics and such that I was just mentioning. And if you are eliminating more than that, and if it is not that if it's not that consistency, so if it's a little more on the watery side or not really recognizable side, so more on the diarrhea side, then your gut is also not happy. So you want to be looking at, so look at it before you flush just to see how you're doing. And so your optimal health, that will be that snake 1 to 2 times a day. And so if you're not getting that, like I said, increase the microbiome through probiotics and such. And so I'm just going to cheat here. So if there's anything else. And with that, what are you eating? That is going to be so key and critical to your gut health and increasing your immunity. So if you are eating processed foods, foods that are high in sugar, foods that convert to sugar, so like breads and pastas, beer, when you have those, you're actually taking your system then has to then work on processing that junk, for lack of a better word, and it's not able to then help you fight against pathogens and such. And so, and be working on improving your immunity. So it's focusing on getting rid of the crap and then not on your immunity. So to help with that, don't eat the processed foods. Really limit the sugar intake. Limit the foods that are converting to sugar. So with that, eliminating or reducing down dramatically your intake of gluten. Dairy, most people are not able to process dairy, so that's also something that's going to take a lot of effort of your system and take those efforts away from, pathogen fighting and be focusing on digestion. So, reducing down your dairy, and then increasing your intake of whole plant-based foods. So really nutrient dense foods that will give your body the additional antioxidants and phytonutrients that it needs. So that comes in the forms of big leafy greens, your cruciferous vegetables, so anything that's green, with the exception of green beer for those of you who are celebrating St. Patrick's Day in the next few days. So anything that's green, whole food, plant-based is really what you want to be focusing in on and reducing down then any of the processed, more junky foods, so that your body really can be focused on improving its own immunity, and then fighting off any potential bacteria, viruses, etc. So basically, when you have a strong immune system, if something were to come into your system that does not recognize as your body, it's going to be right there strong to then say, hey, we don't recognize this guy. Let's put the flag up. Let's get all of the fighters out there to then clean this out of our system. And if you don't have a immune system that is properly ready on the alert to then attack anything that it does not recognize, then that is when we then start to see we get sick, we get disease, etc. So that's why it's so important to really focus in on our immunity. And again, it all starts with our gut. It is 80% of our immunity starts in our gut. So if you're having some challenges, you do not have a healthy, happy gut, if you want to talk through maybe some specifics of supplements or food that you could be taking that would help you improve your gut health and give you a healthy, happy gut, definitely reach out to me at Danielle at onedegreehealth.com, or just go ahead and get on my calendar at onedegreehealth.com/schedule so we can talk about how we can improve your gut health. Okay, so that's Danielle Atcheson for Wellness Wednesday, and I'll see you next week. Bye.